So we're continuing to explore these ruins, or some sort of cave full of strange creatures. And we've entered this room with where the music has stopped, and there's a significant change in scenery. And kind of gives you the idea, and there's a boss. And we are trapped. So, I like how it gives you that expectation, or that build-up, that anticipation to coming into this room. This thing called us a demon. An interesting flip is our expectation would be that thing looks more demonic than we do. We look normal, but to it, we are the distorted one. We are the demon. We are the outsider. Got a nice safe spot underneath it. Oh, and those are bombs. All right. I wish that one thing that gun is lacking is that it has to travel a minimum amount of distance before it gets into exploding behavior, before it can explode, at least I should say. The bombs are completely harmless as long as they don't explode on us, so we can just time it to avoid taking damage. This thing is changing color. I do like that as opposed to other games which have a health bar, this one does have the feedback on how well you're doing is the coloring of its skin, but it gives you an idea of like how well you're doing. So we've defeated it there, and we've unlocked the achievement, Zador. That has a lot of health reward. Give us back to full health. Interesting that there are those gaps there in the ceiling, but it looks like they are impassable. Would have expected or anticipated being able to potentially go through those with some upgrade, and here we have another item. Interesting. So this looks like another type of weapon, maybe. A laser drill, capable of cutting through rock. Alright. So we get to keep our normal gun, and we also have a tool that we can use. We can't fire and use the drill at the same time. But if you remember, we saw this type of rock earlier, and this indicates we'll be able to cut through it. Those are very much the same type of rock that we saw at the beginning, and the first type of door that we couldn't, or passageway we couldn't get through. And it's giving you ample opportunity to use this item. And it looks like it cuts more than just the default rock. So that gives you an idea that perhaps there are things hidden in areas that are not immediately obvious that can be broken. Weapon and item damage permanently increased. And that takes only 2 hits now to kill those, where prior it was 3. So I like how they force you to realize here that there are things hidden that wouldn't otherwise be obvious. And now you're inclined to try and find things that may have been hidden throughout the different levels or different zones, and revisit and retrace your steps to see what you may have missed. See if I can coax that guy to come out. Yep. Without him injuring me. So now we can go back and revisit that original place we saw that was impassable. Should be down here to the right. Yeah, we can get through here and see what mysteries and hidden treasures may be on this side. There's more of these annoying creatures. I can't quite reach them. If I just get a little bit further. There we go. One of them suddenly jumping out at me unexpectedly. Kind of would have expected if they give you those all those hints that they're hidden things that would reward you quickly or early on. Ow! And it's significantly easier to kill that time, but still poses a bit of a threat. So I'm actually going to go back and visit the obvious location that it wanted me to visit, immediately coming out. So this will be an interesting puzzle to uncover. Actually, not that interesting or difficult. I was anticipating or thinking that I needed to break those in such a way to leave a platform, but they conveniently left you with a single block on which you could jump. So I really want to be able to move and aim down at the same time which is not something that you can seemingly do easily. Maybe some configuration or some combination of buttons which I can press that'll allow me to do that, but they provide you another option to go up. Let's see, let's go with that. And we have a new type of enemy there on the left of the screen. We can see. This does seem like, although I did get the power upgrade, it does seem like the explosion provides more power than the default bullet. See if I can get some health back or something. Doesn't help. I'm trying to get health if I take damage in the process. And such luck from him. I'm a little disappointed that there's not more. As I said before, there's more things that kind of give you an opportunity to uncover a secret. That's nice. Just run through that red stuff. I do like that this gun just continuously does damage over the crummy gun that I have that you have to fire individual shots. It's going to take more damage. Yeah, that's a very satisfying feeling. Just mowing through this. Oh, and I seem to have found something. I didn't even notice that I touched that. Permanently increases the projectile size for weapons. Alright. That is not noticeable at all. Oh well. Really, really, really want there to be a secret somewhere hidden and reward me for my exploration. Power up or a health upgrade or something, just to give me that sense of satisfaction that yes, I am paying attention to the messages that they are sending, and I am uncovering the secrets that they have laid, without one being blatantly obvious like the one we just uncovered. Which I wouldn't really classify that as a secret per se, because it was kind of a giveaway. Oh, that's bad. I was not expecting it to explode. So now we have to retrace a reasonable number of our steps, as I imagine that we don't have, for instance, the, you died, we saved you, or mind machines. What? Mind machines. I do like that they give kind of a reason for your resurrection, and not just kind of a "you died, try again" message that's normally given. It does look though that we do have the items that we lost or that we had before our death. We have the both power-ups there. This is actually the first time that I've opened the inventory, so I wonder if there is anything different between these. Biomechanoid weapon, and that was the wrong button. Remember also that there's, so there's this quick switch. Yeah. Ha ha ha! That really gets them excited. So let's go back and retrace steps to the point that we died. Unfortunately, it seemed a little bit far away. Not too far, though. Just a quick jaunt up these stairs. Something you'll commonly see in games like this, where you have to traverse a two-dimensional space in order to add kind of a three-dimensional, or not three-dimensional, but in order to use both dimensions, you'll have to invent ways for the user to transport between vertical space, or transport along the vertical space. Here we'll give ourselves enough room so that when we destroy these things, their explosions don't then damage us. Kind of a fault of my own that I was hurt enough that I was able to get killed by those, otherwise it would have been a very non-threatening enemy, and it would have taught me very quickly what the impact of these enemies are, and why they are different, or how they are different from others. Let's see if I can, yeah, this will be much more effective, especially when I can get underneath and just plow into them. And once again, I'm tempted to look around and see if there is some way to uncover the thing. Enemies that just in their own right are, I mean, more or less ignored without any major disadvantage, and that is a new thing. Looks kind of like a range extension to this. Fire 3 projectiles at the same time. No! That is something completely new. Oh. Yeah, there's a new gun. New gun! Yay! One thing that is very nice about these types of games is the different variety of weapons you can get. Though it only allows you to use one at a time, and as opposed to the cool effects of combining different tools. It does give you the satisfaction of being able to potentially try and use the right tool for the right job. There's only one place left to go, down into an area that we previously ignored or doubled back from. Actually, there would be 2 locations. One would be the up. I believe there was an up. I don't like that you can't move the cursor here through. Maybe move the focus of the map area. But that's probably an intentional decision there, so as to not give people confusion as to where their character is. Because you can't dig straight down very easily. Ha ha ha. A little hurt. This is not the right tool for that guy. Switch to Disruptor. Dispatch him with some precision gunfire. And a lot of these enemies, as I mentioned before, are very non-threatening, but the fact that they can drop some health potentially gives reason to try and shoot them, and that was a really bad jump. Alright, hey, and there's some health. It doesn't give you kind of any indication about what the correlation between health restored and the size or the quantity of the things given. So here we have a greenish, crazy-looking substance. We saw some blue substance of the same structure or same form earlier. When we touched it, we could get through, and we were injured as well. So imagine it would be the exact same experience if we tried to pass through that. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the part where I just break a little thing open, and it rewards me. And as opposed to this search for the hidden stuff. We're not looking good in terms of the health. Let's check the map. It also doesn't give you any real good indication of where save locations are. Notes. You can record notes, or no, just inventory notes. Maybe find notes. It's not a notepad. It's for the user to write things, but necessarily a means of taking notes. Let's see if we can find a location that's probably good to stop. Cut another portion of this out. So we have a different change of starting to get a. Ooh, that looks interesting. Okay, we're gonna get to that. See how that goes. A change of color in these guys usually indicates a change in difficulty or of durability or of health or damage that they do. See if I can coax that out. Yeah. Eliminate them quickly. We also don't have a means of getting up, it seems. So we don't have any kind of way of jumping multiple times or creating platforms off of which we can jump. So maybe that's another thing the game will allow or provide to us in the end, or eventually, that will give us a means to explore areas previously unreachable. Like this thing, maybe. Health node! So this is a health node. The thing we just saw looked very similar, so I would expect that would have been a similar or an identical thing. I do like that they completely restore your health upon finding a health node, as opposed to just giving you 1 unit of whatever the health quantity is. Looks like we're getting into a new area, so go ahead and put a break here as well.